What is going on, guys, and welcome back to You Don't Know Ball. First week of playoffs, very exciting. Any takeaways real quick before we do our silly question?
Playoff edition.
The Vikings were frauds.
They were frauds.
Yeah, I think everyone at the table.
We knew that.
I think everyone at the
knew
table.
that.
Let's give a round of applause for the fraud.
Did we all say the Giants were going to win?
I think so.
I know for a fact I
did.
did.
But I
think
could see it happening.
Yeah,
I think I did.
I was pretty dead set on it.
Yeah. And then I was thinking like our top fives when we would do that back in the day, and they were always like 9-1 or whatever. No one ever had them in their top five.
Yeah, right.
Ever.
It's true.
So,
Yeah.
I think we all
We
knew.
saw through the smoke.
I think we all knew.
All right, but real quick, we are going to do favorite TV show. And Connor has a list, so he's going first.
All right, wait.
Buddy's pulling it up.
Are we doing like shows recently, all time, ones that we're currently watching?
Damn, that's a good question.
This
Because
is, now you added a wrinkle.
Well, I mean, I didn't. It was a very
Yeah.
vague question. There's
Yeah,
so many
you're right.
nuances to this. I mean,
I had a few different answers.
I think I have a few too. I'll go with a few.
okay. I gotta say, number one's got to be The Mandalorian. I mean, that show, like, quality wise, story wise, Pedro Pascal, like everything's top tier quality. Plus, like, Mandalorian's just a sick character. Like all the armor, the gear, like that guy's just like an outlaw in space. Like, fuck yeah, that shit's sick.
Yeah, he's sick.
Although Grogu, I know, he's like a kid aspect. That's what draws them in. So like,
Facts.
whatever you want. Like, I
I
don't
didn't
care.
like how you said his name.
Yeah.
Grogu.
Yeah.
Oh, Baby Yoda. I thought everybody knew
Not
that.
everyone's gonna know Grogu.
All right.
had no clue.
I thought that was known knowledge.
Time out. Yoda's name is Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
What's the difference between Baby Yoda and Yoda?
He's
Two different people, bro.
He's
What?
the Baby Yoda's in The Mandalorian.
It's the new TV show.
There's a
It's Groot's cousin.
So they're related. They're
What you-
related
This
through
is my favorite
species.
show.
They're related
Don't-
through species.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I just thought
Yeah.
that this was like a different dimension shit going on.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
no.
It's
It's
just
a
like-
twin.
It's like a little.
Oh, he's got the same bloodline.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we don't know.
I
that.
don't know.
We don't know
Oh my.
that, right?
I think he might have to.
He's from the same planet, and he looks like Yoda if he was.
Well,
baby.
Yoda's planet was like extinct,
makes-
right?
okay.
So that's why like finding a baby Yoda was like everyone was like, "What the
I
fuck?"
think so.
bro?"
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So like, I don't think we know if they're like bloodline or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it'd be
Maybe
cool
in
if
the
they were.
future.
No one even
Yeah.
really knows he exists, to be honest, except like the Empire and the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He's hard as fuck.
taking
though.
notes.
He is
Yeah,
hard as fuck.
he
He
is.
snaps.
Yeah.
I can't wait
He
for all the
does.
memes to come back too, bro.
He does.
The space version of House Bula.
Well,
that what
he
He could be,
the
yeah.
little meme where he's in the
Yeah, because
coffee
they
cup.
didn't really blow up at the same time.
The
but
coffee cup was my favorite, bro.
Who's
They
winning
blow
in
up
a
at the same
fight?
time.
That
but-
was the hottest meme I've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that show's king.
Buddy was chilling in the cup.
Shaw House Bula and Baby Yoda.
Facts, yeah.
All right, Connor. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh, are we giving multiple?
Oh yeah. Personally, I was gonna do like favorite sitcom and favorite TV show of all time. So I think those are two different things, right?
Shit.
Come on,
What about cartoons?
I don't have a sitcom.
you can
on
do
here.
that too.
Oh, if we're going cartoons, I could fucking go crazy. I love cartoons. Well, growing up, yeah. All right, buddy.
One Piece or Attack on Titan? I don't know if we're going cartoon wise. Avatar The Last Airbender. Fire.
Fire.
That show is fire. It's gas. Even rewatch it as an adult, still gas. All right, move on. I'm getting
So gas when I was younger. I haven't seen it in so long.
It's so good.
Okay, I'm trying to. Let's see. I just say really, really good shows over the course of my life. I'll say really best TV shows got to be like Breaking Bad. That's a great show. Funny enough, same lead actor. I just watched it recently, but me and my girlfriend, like
Bryan Cranston?
we love Malcolm in the Middle. It's a great show. I
Fire.
just watched like all
So
7 seasons.
good.
Such a fire show. And then I say for the cartoon, we'll go SpongeBob, the classic.
Nah,
SpongeBob.
fuck
SpongeBob. No, here's the thing.
SpongeBob.
Seasons. No, this is the disclaimer. Seasons like 3 through like whatever the rest were just like not it. But seasons 1 through like 2.5, classic.
Nah, fuck SpongeBob until the day I die.
Why don't you like SpongeBob?
He just irks the fuck out of me.
That's such a lame thing to hate.
how?
But it's so on brand for Tyler.
How? He's lame. He's a sponge.
He's lame, but that's the fun.
Who do you
He's
like?
a fun lame. He's
Squidward?
like a lame you root for.
No, I don't fuck with him. I just don't fuck with him.
He's a
to be
lame
honest with
hater.
you.
Hate to see
I
it.
just don't fuck with him.
Can't root for the lovable lames.
Ah, so funny, Patrick, and yeah, fuck out of my
It's
face.
made for like
What?
5-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm hating to it, but I never really watched him.
He just didn't get it.
No, I just
He
didn't
didn't get the
watch him.
genius.
I just didn't watch him growing up. That's not my go-to.
Well, that's fair then.
I don't know why I asked. It's kind of my question. I don't really watch TV shows like that. even though I should. But Walking Dead for sure is easily one of my favorites. The first 6 seasons, maybe the best ever made, in my opinion, because those were awesome. I used to watch them every Sunday. They were sick. The great storyline for the most part of it, and then it kind of fell off.
Dude, it fell off so hard.
Yeah,
What show was this? I'm sorry.
Walking Dead.
It fell off so
See, I only
hard,
watched
bro.
the first season.
Oh, it got so much better after one. Like the first season was really slow, and then it picked up hella, and it was really good for the first 6 or so. Like I think, I thought it was awesome. The characters were sick, and then cartoon, maybe underrated. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Codename Kids Next Door. I love that show.
Raw.
Have you? Of course you've
I don't know.
seen it. Come on.
I don't know
bro.
what you guys were into when you were younger. I didn't know you.
Fair.
So-
Key Goaty.
Fair.
I
It
love
was a raw show.
Codename Kids Next Door is so sick. I used to hop on the computer after school. Forgot what gaming engine it was on. They used to have a game.
It was
I
like
used
a
to-
Cartoon Network. Like
yeah, it was
gaming
like a,
engine,
yeah. Oh, dude, I used to play that for hours.
What number was
Any
the
of
fat guy
games.
with like the leather helmet?
Like a spinny
I
thing.
think he was
Yeah.
like 4 or 5.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because you're.
I think 4 was the little blonde kid.
those
If you
could,
even remember that they had names.
1 was the bald
like I
buddy.
thought
Wallaby
they had
Beetles?
names, not numbers as names.
that
would've-
was 4.
I don't even remember the numbers.
Oh,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I wouldn't even remembered that.
Yeah.
No.
To be
You got a
honest, I
better
didn't
memory
really,
than me.
I didn't really watch this show that much.
Oh, you're a
I
fucking
loved
hater.
it. I
I
just
was
don't
talking
remember
about
any
this
details
buddy.
about besides the
Oh,
characters.
that guy's
Like,
right. He's the
like,
genius.
I
of
don't know,
Yeah,
Operation.
yeah.
Yeah, those guys are sick.
What a throwback.
Love those guys. Shout out to them.
Okay,
He was
favorite.
number 2.
He's number 2.
Yeah.
My favorite TV show of all time. I think it's kind of basic, but Game of Thrones. It was really that good. I think.
No, it wasn't.
Can't go wrong with that.
Like, talk about peak television, and honestly, like you said, just like the anticipation of waiting for Sunday every week. They need to bring that back. Fuck all the binge stuff. I hate that so much. It's nice, but
See, there's like a yes and
there's
no
pros
to
and
that,
cons.
yeah.
There's pros and cons. I think cartoon Family Guy, dude.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
We would watch that like when I was way too young. Like I definitely should not have been
Oh, yeah.
watching Family Guy. But that's what you get when you have an older brother.
Serious question. Did anybody fuck with American Dad? I hated that show.
It was
actually.
alright.
It's better now.
I
It's better
actually-
now. It's
oh,
like
yeah,
being
I haven't
older.
Do they
seen it.
still release episodes?
I'm just saying, like, what I was gonna say, like South Park. Like, I appreciated it a lot more being older because I can I understand it a lot more.
Right.
You know.
True.
Yeah. American Dad just irked me so much. I don't know why. It was,
Off-brand
Well, to
Family
me,
Guy.
I was gonna
no,
say
it felt
off-brand,
like a
literally,
fake like Family Guy.
right, it was basically.
And then
yeah.
they had like the Cleveland show and stuff too,
Yeah.
which was like another one.
I didn't really watch the.
No,
I
same.
think they had a Quagmire show too, maybe.
That's so forced.
Yeah, just branching out too much.
Every motherfucker got their own fucking
Yeah.
show.
But all right. Favorite TV shows.
That was a good little segment.
It was, yeah.
Mhm.
Reminisced on Codename Kid Next Door.
SpongeBob hater. Yep, I've been identified.
Fucking hater.
It's fine.
All right. Well, we can start off with questions if you guys want, unless there's anything you want to talk about first.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say it's only right. I mean, we have to readdress the Chargers Jaguars game right off the bat. I mean, like,
I've got a little segment for that. Yeah.
I think Tyler should open up the floor.
I have a question too.
Well, Dylan's questions kind of goes into that, so I can start that, and then we
Go
can
ahead.
open the discussion. What percentage of the blame should Justin Herbert take for their playoff loss?
Okay, well that just jumps right into it. What I was gonna say.
You have to give a percentage though. Give
Yeah,
a number.
no, I am.
Okay.
I would say
Gatekeeping the numbers. What am I doing?
20, 25. I didn't personally watching that game. I was like, I didn't think he did anything remotely wrong. I haven't seen many people say that he was like, you fucked up, you ruined the game. I haven't really heard many people say that. Personally, I think 40 and whatever, split the 25-20. The rest goes to Lombardi and Staley. I mean, how many attempts did this guy have? He had 47 pass attempts or something like that.
I think it was 43.
43. Regardless, you're in the high 40s still. And I know that's your offense, and I get that. I understand. Yeah, so when you have him at quarterback, yeah, you want to throw it a lot. But when you're up 27-0 and he has 43 attempts to end the game, I think Lawrence had maybe 45, 47.
I think Lawrence had 47.
Why is that the game plan? The run game was not there. It was non-existent. I think they had negative yards in the second half. Like, it was really bad. Like, it was horrible. And recipe for holding on to leads like that, run the ball, eat the clock. They couldn't do that. That's why they ended up losing the game. And then it didn't help that DeAndre Carter went down. I know he's not a big piece, but he's still a speedy guy. Michael Bandy.
I actually think he is a big piece of their offense when they don't have like Mike Willie
yeah,
too, because he's like the only like little speedster dude in that offense. Yeah.
So I mean, losing him is kind of. It's not like I'm not saying it's a big deal or anything, but like they came into the game with 4 wide receivers on the roster. 1 went down, so it was just 3 of them out there: Bandy, Josh Palmer, and Keenan Allen, and then you had Everett and Parnham. I'm gonna get to Michael Bandy real quick. So I was listening to PMT this morning, and Big Cat read this article by Daniel Popper. I follow him on Twitter. He's a great follow. I didn't end up reading this article, but Michael Bandy had a wraparound or an end around. Bro, they ran that play 4 times during the regular season. It got negative 20-something yards. 4 times. God. Why do you go back to that in the playoff game? When your quarterback is 6'6", 1 yard? It was 3rd and 1. There's just so many instances like that. Like the guy didn't even know he was getting the ball. Why are you on the field in this game? That it's just it goes to coaching. It's so bad. Like I if I were the Chargers GM and whoever up front, Staley's gone. And this is your perfect reasoning. Mike Williams, the injury, because I guarantee you that would never have happened if Mike Williams was on the field. They were just doubling Keenan, playing one-on-one with Josh and one-on-one with Michael Bandy, DeAndre Carter. Those guys don't scare you, and they never will. Never will. Sorry. Yeah, Josh Palmer sucks. I'm sorry.
Hey,
no, stop.
Whoa.
Stop. He had 2 catches for 30 yards. Something like that. Garbage. Do something. What are we how are we ecstatic at that? He's garbage.
All right.
And I don't like shitting on players, but I was fuming.
It's okay. The Josh Palmer stuff, it's just a meme. I just gas him up whenever I can. I think it's hysterical.
We're not going to stop.
I'm not going to stop either after this.
And it's like, like there were so many frustrating things with that. I don't know how you can point one finger at Herbert and say it's his fault.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked this question is, one, I would say it's more than what you did, but I agree that it was primarily coaching, like top down. Like Staley, we've been saying it all year. Like no one really likes him. Really, he makes a lot of mistakes. I get that he dealt with a lot of injuries, and he did, for the most part, do a good job actually dealing with that stuff. But like, it's just like critical game decisions. I feel like he fucks up a lot on. The only thing that I will say to Justin Herbert is it's just like he never makes like a ton of mistakes, but it's just like you expect him to get the job done, and I just feel like there's been a decent amount of times when he just hasn't, if that makes sense. Like the Raiders' performance last year, like. I need that energy in this game, even when they're up by a lot. And I understand
it's so hard to grab that though when you're up. I
know. But I'm just saying, like, even like a little bit of that, they needed 1 touchdown to win that game.
Yeah, but you also could go back to Cameron Dicker missing a 40-yarder, his second miss all year, and people are like, "Oh, why didn't Staley go for it? It goes from 10 to 13." Okay, instead of a field goal and a touchdown, you need 2 touchdowns, and that changes the whole dynamic of the game.
I agree with that too, but it's just like. Kickers miss field goals. A lot of teams deal with it.
Yeah, no, I understand 100%. Like, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of blame can go to that. A lot of blame can go to Joey Bosa. 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, just being almost a baby out there. I actually
know what he said to the ref too, because it had to have been bad.
That was wild.
It had to have been bad.
So this is where I really wanted to insert myself in this, because I think you guys will agree with this. And this is where, to Tyler's point about this is the perfect time to can him. Here's the issue. This has nothing to do with X's and O's. This has nothing to do with how much Brandon Staley knows football, because this is where I lost all hope in the operation, and where Chargers fans should have too. Because here's the thing about coaching and anything in leadership, right? So I want you guys to name me an instance ever, like someone please, like literally tell me if you can name an instance in which a great coach has had a player disrespect them on the sideline and get their team penalized in a situation. That's the difference between that game going overtime and not. You tell me a situation in which a coach. They let their star player do that to them, and like it just doesn't, like, without ramification. There's no, like, that he bitched him on his own sideline and cost them the game, and there's no ramification, because the truth of the matter is he's not a leader of that team. He's the X's and O's guy. They don't respect him. What have you ever seen Brandon Staley scream in someone's face on the sideline? That's part of coaching. And the thing is this, I know it's good coaches stay calm a lot, good coaches, but the thing is, when you need to level out on someone that's fucking your team over, good coaches will do that. The fuck? Like, screaming, literally not to ever play them another snap in the game, because that's your job to set the fucking example for the team. He doesn't do that. He's
That's
a fucking
true.
scrub when it comes to setting the example. Fucking no spine. And that's exactly why operation won't work.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Exactly why it won't work.
I
And this
mean-
come to this bullshit about like X's and O's. It has nothing to do with that. Good coaches, their players fear them when it comes down to fucking up. Like what? Because they don't want it in their face. Like, are you kidding me? You want them in your face? Because it says there's no example being set. They have no leadership. Everyone just running around. They have a good team. They're the 25th overall fucking graded team this year. If they had any competent coach leading them, they could be on 14-2, 14-3. This team they don't get close to their potential. And the fact that this dude has a job today is honestly so fucking embarrassing. In the city of Los Angeles, embarrassing.
How do you justify it?
It absolutely
as a-
justify
atrocious.
firing him?
Embarrassing.
No, like keeping him.
I don't think.
Well,
you
when
can.
you could get Sean Payton,
Well,
especially when
that's what I'm
Sean
saying, they're,
Payton's
like,
on the
trying to.
table.
I know they're trying.
This
And
is
I
like-
don't-
There's an aspect to what I've been thinking about is like, are there really that many other people you can hire
Yeah.
that are going to be better than Brandon Staley? The only person I can think of are A, Sean Payton, and B, Ben Johnson. So if you do fire Brandon Staley and you don't land Ben Johnson, or you don't give up a first round pick, is that other guy that you're just going to hire going to come in and change the franchise when A, Brandon Staley's been there for 3 years, B, he's a pretty good defensive coordinator. I mean, not saying that game specifically, but the second half of the season, the Chargers defense was phenomenal. Like they played lights out against the team week 17. The Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah,
they
the
played,
Dolphins
they
game.
They were playing well. They were beat up.
Yeah,
So no, I understand. Great defensive coach.
right.
Great schemes and all that stuff. I mean, and then again, like the Jaguars had 4 drives, 4 straight touchdowns.
Oh, they should have gotten at least one stop. I
Get
agree.
one.
Yeah.
That's
Can
the
I-
thing.
can I
There's
ask
no
this,
doubting
though?
Staley
Like-
is the X's and O's. Like he knows his stuff. It's just the spine thing. Like I don't think he can lead them. Like all these alpha personalities. Like they need someone to kick their ass when they're fucking up like that. Like that's like the Joey Bosa thing. Like and he proved to us he can't. That's just what it comes down to for me. Like I agree. He's a great defensive coach, but it's like that shit just can't happen.
There was egregious like missed holds. Like I will not lie on Bosa, but you just have to like keep your cool. But the thing I will say about the defense is like they got to get a stop, but they had 5 turnovers. The Chargers were in the Jaguars field, the side of the field, most of the first half, and they took away 4 field goals. Like you gotta finish. Like that's
3 of them came in the first quarter. Football doesn't end after 1 quarter. You can't just be like, oh, we helped you out in the first, so we're going to stop. No. You got to play full throttle at all times. The Zay Jones touchdown, no one was within 15 yards of him.
Well, I
ask you-
think
let me ask you another
Hunter's
question.
point though is that
No, I
those
get-
should have been
no,
touchdowns instead
Oh,
of.
yeah.
at
Let
least
me
one.
ask you guys a
Yeah.
question.
Regardless, they got one off the first one.
Does anyone see Brandon
I thought it
Staley?
was all
Eckler
field
scored
goals.
right away.
I guess this is what it comes down to. Does anybody see Brandon Staley? And let me ask. This is the question: do you see Brandon Staley at halftime in the locker room going to the team and saying, "What a half"? But guess what? Like we're not fucking done. I need you to kick their ass. And like he's not doing that. And that's exactly why the result is the way it is. He
They
doesn't. He just isn't that personality, and it shows. It just when you have a bunch of alphas on the team like they do, they have tons of alpha personalities. You need a real alpha.
And
It just isn't gonna match.
to Hunter, I think they scored another one again because I think Eckler scored another one after that.
But I
think they
thought it
scored
was
2.
4 out of the 5 they got field goals. Because
I-
it was, remember the botched punt?
Yeah, that was a field goal.
Yeah.
But I think the first interception from Tranquil was a touchdown with Eckler. And then I believe the second one because they
Oh,
got
Eckler had 2
Eckler
tutties.
had 2 tutties.
Yeah.
So they scored twice on those. And any
Shout out to everybody
junction,
that bet Eckler
listen,
2 touchdowns.
listen, it doesn't like, and I know what you're saying, like, yeah, convert, but points are points. And especially in a playoff game, 27-0, you should probably feel safe and not, you should, yeah, I understand defense caused turnovers. Yes, I get that. Understand. But like,
Can I say something and then we should move on to another question? I feel like we've been talking about this one for a while.
It's like our longest question of the
it's
year.
the biggest,
hold on.
it was the biggest blunder though.
No, yeah,
I also have
agree.
one more thing to say to your other point after this.
Okay, cool. Just to answer Hunter's first question. You guys are gonna cheese at this. It's cool. All right. Justin Herbert deserves 4.5% of the blame. And here's why.
4.5. Oh, you're
22.
dividing it by-
100 divided by
yeah,
22
okay.
because there's 22 players on the field is 4.5%. Because at the end of the day, it's a team game. This is football, baby. You need everybody to be playing the game to win. And you know what? Justin deserves 4.5% of that blame.
Agreed.
What a great political answer there.
Right?
Yeah, but you're not wrong though. Everyone has a part in this kind of a blunder.
Exactly.
So like, I will never understand if someone's, oh, Herbert lost that game. That's his fault. No fucking
But he's
shot.
supposed to be that guy
No,
to get it
dude,
done, though.
Stop. That's idiotic.
If you get
that's like going back.
if you put him up there with Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes, you have to get it
Listen,
done.
that's going back
I
on
agree.
your QB wins and stuff like.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is because you're
No, it's
expecting
not.
him to carry a load.
They
There
were up 27 nothing.
isn't a big
You
load
have
to
to put it
carry.
away. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally it.
Well, imagine if this happened to
Listen.
Allen or Mahomes.
Mahomes had a
Just have to have it to
4.5
Brady.
QBR last year in the AFC Championship game.
He
and
won
no
a
one-
Super Bowl before. He's done it though.
He wouldn't have had one if Jimmy G was a competent quarterback. Let's be real here. But no one said anything about Mahomes' 5 QBR game, though, right? Right?
I think it's because he got it done before, though.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, again, 40
What's Josh Allen's biggest criticism too?
Turnover?
turnovers?
Yeah, and that he can't get the job done. Like
He didn't get the ball last year.
I'm just saying, like he hasn't
What,
been
is
able.
that, are we holding it against him? What what are we doing here?
I'm just saying he hasn't gotten it done either. So I think if the same thing happened to Josh Allen that happened to Herbert, like people would be talking about it a lot too. It's embarrassing for a quarterback to not be able to put a game away like that.
Yes, I get what your point is 100%. But like at some point, again, it's a team game.
4.5%,
Like, what are we
baby.
doing?
I agree.
Eckler had 35 rush yards.
It comes-
Josh Kelly had like 20. They had like 15 to 30 attempts and they weren't doing shit.
But Herbert didn't even throw for 300 yards. He had 1 touchdown. Like,
Bro, do you understand what double teaming Keenan Allen does for
I
that
get
offense?
that. I get that. But if you
No,
want
you
to put him,
apparently
if you
don't.
want him to be a top 5 quarterback, you can't do that.
No, okay, I think I know the perfect thing right here. This
And
is
Mahomes- I mean-
this is the truth. Both things can be true at the same time.
Mahomes has Juju,
really is- no.
MVS.
Both can be true.
Jarek's like their 5th leading receiver, 4th maybe.
Are we forgetting a top 2 tight end of all time?
Yeah, he has
And
that.
the greatest play caller of all time? Let's relax.
No, but I'm just saying he gets it done with a weak ass receiving core. Does he not?
He does. But he's also got the greatest play caller and the second best tight end to ever live.
Okay. Who's his receiving core?
Juju is a solid. It's nothing crazy, but like that. But Kelsey opens everything up for everyone else.
I'm not disagreeing
So,
that he
like-
doesn't have an advantage over Herbert. I'm not saying that, but there's other quarterbacks that have.
I
deal with-
understand.
Daniel Jones.
I understand. A great play caller, and this is what I want to get into later. Coaches, offensive coaches. That's the move. We'll get into that in a
Last
little
thing,
bit.
and then we'll move on to Connor's point. But this is just the thing: I agree, both things are true. It's really not really his fault, but at the same time, look, man, he had a whole half to make one play to get one field goal to put the game away. And here's the thing: is you know why he didn't make that
To
play?
get one
Because
field goal, he
deep down,
did.
why didn't he make that play like he normally would without thinking about too much about it? That's why he didn't make it. I think he's thinking too much about it. He said, "I can't turn the ball over. We got to be safe." And that in his head is the reason he didn't make the big play. And that's not his fault. It's also just the way the offense was being run.
I think
But
that's a
deep
big
down,
part of it
that's-
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
what-
why
it's
didn't
coaching.
he make that big play?
I'm just saying,
also
like-
not having Mike Williams. He makes a couple catches contested. Just throw him a goal ball. He'll make 1, 2, change a game.
Like I said from the beginning, Justin Herbert doesn't necessarily do anything wrong and puts his team in danger, but it's just like he needs to show a little bit more to get the job done for his team too. And that I know you're saying everyone has an equal blame, and that is true, but there's a large territory that comes with being a starting quarterback in the NFL where you are put on a pedestal, you control the ball every single play, and
Then like this is all right. This is it. A ridiculous statement. He should have done more up 27. Think about how ridiculous that a kind of statement like that is. Just think about that.
well, I'm not saying.
I'm
Well,
just
yeah, he
saying,
should have.
and I-
He should have done more actually, because he needed 1 touchdown to win the game.
He needed a field goal to maybe win the game.
he
and he
sailed
got the.
Keenan Allen in the end zone.
Yeah.
That would have put the game away.
It was still 24-0.
Connor, watch out behind you. That's just like
And if you want
wobbling.
to talk about, I mean, a fair amount of the points came from the defense from the Chargers. I mean, that's also another point of the thing is like a lot of the points did come from the fact like their defense was just putting the
He
ball in
turned
prime
them.
position.
He turned them into points. He got Cameron Dicker into that field goal range with a 3rd and 13 scramble.
That was atrocious.
He got a 3rd and 13 scramble, him himself, and then he converted a third
All
down
right,
again.
I'm kind of tired of this. Can we move
So
on?
like, there's a lot to go around there.
We're like 22 minutes on Herbert.
Okay. No, we
It was
did like a
10
10-minute
minutes.
intro. Yeah.
Intro, yeah.
Vikings fans, what direction do y'all want to head in next? Like, what do you do at that quarterback
Who asked
position?
this question?
Sorry, Vikings fans.
Just the way you worded it was hysterical.
Well, it's a good question, right?
That's a good question.
Well, before the season, the new GM that they hired said that he wanted to blow the whole team up.
I remember
But-
this.
But like they really couldn't because you're kind of stuck with Kirk's contract and whatnot. So they decided to go all in. Well, not all in, but I think he's made some good moves. I mean, Lewis Seen has not played all year. He's a good safety. I think that would have helped the defense a lot. They definitely need a new defensive coordinator. There are still good pieces there. The Vikings will be competing for an NFC championship again next year. Just the thing is, like we've talked about before, middling out and not being able to go to those big games. Are they ever going to have enough firepower to do that? And probably not. But, you're kind of stuck with Kirk. So what are you going to do?
I think to answer this question, we have to first diagnose like what their issues are and why they were such a fraudulent team this year. Which honestly is pretty difficult for me because I really can't like pinpoint one single thing that's
it's the defense. I don't think it's a question though, really. I mean,
Yeah.
Kirk played. I mean, he didn't do anything horrible yesterday. Not that obviously outside of the 4th and 8 that he threw under the sticks, which is
I'm not even saying
ridiculous.
Kirk. It's just
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to get through like the reasonings, but like, it's really just the defense. They're giving up a lot of points, like stuff like that. And oh man, it sucks because I think this maybe was probably their only year to make some noise. Like, when are you going to get a fully healthy season out of Dalvin Cook? I was lightning in a bottle this year. Adam Thielen, healthy most of the year, I believe, right? Like, they had not a lot of injuries yet, maybe on the defense side of the ball, but like, now is their time. I don't know what they do. Aren't you kind of?
The weird thing about the Vikings defense is that like they have some big names: Harrison Smith, Patrick Peterson, Zadarius Smith,
Danielle Hunter.
right?
Like,
all these big ass names, but like when you watch the Vikings play defense, like their corners are always off. It looks like they're either in cover 3 every single play, or Harrison Smith is playing too high and like the middle of the field is wide open. Like, not the scheme and the play calling. It has to be atrocious, like that freaking bad. Because Mike Zimmer held a good defense there for a long time. He's out 1 year. Bang. Nobody knows how to fucking play defense there for that year. So they needed new defensive coordinator first and foremost.
the interior, is it? Harrison Phillips doesn't move me.
No.
Delvin
Delvin Joseph? Oh,
He's not-
Delvin Tomlinson's like, he's not bad.
It's
but
not
like,
horrible.
I mean, it's not like he's like one of the worst defensive tackles
Yeah,
in the
but,
league.
like,
And you're,
They need help in there. Like,
yeah.
they were just running at them with Daniel Jones yesterday. Just QB powers to the outside.
That's just
Seven,
an offensive coordinator that has a huge advantage over a
it's a
defensive
huge
coordinator. Like,
advantage.
Dable is playing chess and running circles around this man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what he was. Yeah, yesterday
Right.
was definitely a masterclass from Dable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate they ran into that, but I saw Colin Cowherd throw out a theory like Jettis maybe leaves or something like that. Like, it's like, what if he just doesn't sign the contract extension or something like
It
that?
wouldn't surprise me.
He did just send out a cryptic ass, like he didn't send out a cryptic ass message, but he said, he's like, where do you want to be? He's like, I'll be wherever I'm wanted.
That's
if they want me
code?
here, I'll be here.
Code for whoever's going to pay him the most.
Nah, if that's what he said, I hate that because, bro, you put up 1,800 yards. You feeling unwanted? What are we talking about here? You get like,
I just think it's contract
Just marketing
negotiations.
himself as an
Yeah.
asset.
I know,
He's just
but
gotta
it's
make
just
it.
I hate that phrase. Like, I hate when players do that. He
knows
has to be
he's
the most
wanted.
beloved
He just
person
wants
on
to
the
be.
Vikings.
He just wants to be wanted.
And do you
think-
guys think he genuinely fucks with Kirk?
Oh,
No,
probably
Because
not.
think he's a great teammate.
I think there's highs and lows, and when Kirk is dotting up defenses and Jefferson snapping, they're probably boys. Kirk has all the bling on after the game. But Justin Jefferson looks mad when the Vikings offense is not doing anything. Like the Packers game when he's slamming his helmet and stuff. Like, I feel like he gets really angry with Kirk sometimes too.
He got kind of blanketed yesterday.
He did.
Pretty hard. If I'm being honest. He had 3 catches in the first quarter.
First drive.
First drive.
Always the first drive.
First 3 passes.
Always the first
Kirk was
drive.
They
3.
script their first drive so well.
And it's perfect.
Kirk was 3 for 3 for 34 yards, and it was all to Jay.
And then
Jay
what did
Jettis.
he finish with? 5 catches?
Yeah.
50 yards, something like that?
I honestly feel like in hindsight that Hawkinson trade is going to look really bad.
He
Oh,
was
I
a
think it's
hooper,
great.
bro.
No, I
He's
think
a
it's gonna be
hooper.
great.
But I'm
He's
saying,
fantastic.
if they blow it up and they don't know what they're
Oh,
doing at the
yeah.
quarterback position,
Oh, yeah.
you just traded draft capital for a tight end with what quarterback?
Yeah, you're right.
And then you have Thielen who's aging. Like they're
Yeah.
going to bring him back.
Do you
Like,
think are they going to bring him back? He has an out, or the team has an out on him.
I don't think they
Thielen?
will.
this year.
He's slow.
Yeah, they'd probably get rid of him. I would.
I would too. KJ Osborne's a Good number 2.
This
He's
is
a fine number 2.
He's
speed.
definitely growing into one. And this is the thing I wanted to ask. This is the main thing about the Vikings. This is what I think about when I think about the Vikings. And I know I'm just a little bit hypocritical here because I'm big on the whole thing of like, hey, QB is not the end all be all to your team and all that. And I stand on that. But there's just something. Let me be clear. Kirk, I think, is a great guy. He's a good guy. All that. There's something about him where I don't know if I can see. And this sounds a little dumb, but it's true. It's just my honest opinion. It's like I can't see that man hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in a Vikings uniform, and I just can't
Maybe
do
in
it
a
for a lot of
Niners uniform.
reasons. See, like that's the thing is maybe
did on my
in
Madden
a
franchise, Connor.
perfect situation
Yeah.
like that, but in the Vikings and it's
Kirk
just,
on the Niners
and
is lethal.
and
Sorry.
this year it's just like here's my thing: the Vikings realistically, you could have swapped the Vikings. I'm trying to think of another team that's like where if you know what I mean, like with their record off of missed field goals from the other team, like and them making field goals at the end of the game, like they won so many games off of 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. You know what I'm saying? 6 points. Like that isn't really sustainable to be a really good team. It's sustainable to have a good record, but it's not sustainable to win playoff games. And that's why we thought they were frauds. That's the thing is, to me, this really isn't even a surprise to any of us. We saw it coming. They had a good record. They weren't really a great team. It's kind of like that's what makes this question interesting. Is like really where do the Vikings go? Because do they think more high of themselves than they really are right now? Is that going to F up their offseason trajectory? To Connor's point, like, is this the time to blow it up? If you keep Kirk too much longer, how much further off the rails are things going to
Isn't
go?
he like 33?
He's 35.
He's 35.
And yeah, there's no suitors for him. Realistically, like who? Like, because that's the thing is, besides a team like the Jets, but they're not going to want to pay that contract. Like, there's no his contract makes him just good quarterback, but not really a viable asset. Nobody wants to spend $40 million on him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Weird situation.
I felt bad for him kind of yesterday because Dexter Lawrence was in the backfield all day yesterday. Me and Connor were talking about it. You sent it in.
Holy
God.
shit,
Oh my-
dude, that man
It
lives
just
back
makes me like realize like, dude, once he gets pressure, it's over. He's
Interior
so
pressure.
stiff. He's
Interior
so
pressure,
stiff.
boys.
He's so stiff. Like,
It's a game changer.
and I'm so glad that like I can watch a quarterback that can get out of a pocket, and like there's other quarterbacks that are cool because like I'm not kidding you. Dexter Lawrence, as soon as he got the initial push on Bradbury, he kind of panicked and just threw it at the ground.
Mhm.
And just, I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks. You can't really go anywhere. So if he's got a clean pocket, yeah, he'll be amazing. But that's just a different topic for another day.
All of
Sure.
their wins were within one score except the last game of the season against
They
the
won
Bears.
11-0 in one score games, and 0-1 in the postseason in one score games,
Such a Vikings way to go out, to be honest.
which is awesome. I'm mad. I'm glad that
Yeah,
happened.
fuck them.
I hate them.
What's going on with the Bills? What happened yesterday?
That was
Who
embarrassing.
wants to start? It literally was embarrassing.
Well, anything can happen with Mike McDaniel. I'll tell you that.
Ripping
Yeah,
the
man,
jewel
so
on
you
the
can rip the
sideline.
jewel. That's my
he
king.
He was buzzing all game and
That's my-
cooking up plays, bro.
That's my
The
fucking
funny
king.
thing, the funniest thing to me was where people were like, "All right, he was too busy ripping the fake," and that's why there were so many delayed games and so many times getting calls in late. That was the funniest thing I've heard in forever. That's hilarious.
You said you listened to PMT, right?
Yeah,
What they said about the dab pen, I was thinking that the whole damn time.
Like-
what if he's just getting blazed on the
Oh, I'm
sideline?
sure
probably
he
is,
would.
I have a
bro.
logical question because this is what I would do. This is a serious logical question, from someone who, takes some THC every once in a while. Like this is a serious question. Why would you not just be taking an edible because you know you have a high tolerance? Why would you just take the edible, be kicking all day, and then you don't have to take it for anyone?
Until
You're just
the
gonna be.
camera turns on you and you're fried.
Well, that's the thing. Eye drops. He's gonna just take two eye drops each eye. Yeah, eyes might be a little low. Just throw shades on. Just go out there
Facts,
fried as
facts.
fuck. Like
I
no
mean-
one will know. You don't have to and now we don't have to dose more than once throughout the day. You're kind of just.
To be
I don't know.
honest,
That's just how I would look. That's why I was like, I don't know if I think it was just the expo marker and he was warming his hands.
that's where I was
if we
going
didn't
with that.
think
Or he
he
was
was a
sniffing the
stoner.
marker.
This is the thing is if we didn't think he was a stoner, we would have just looked at his normal Belichick activity. Like, oh, that's just Steve Belichick like warming his hands up. You know what I mean? If that was Steve Belichick, we didn't think he's ripping the face.
No. He went up with the one hand that it was.
It did like it was really.
He's warming up his marker hand. He's got to, he can't be.
I don't want to like start speculation, but I mean,
Do you think
it's
he's like a
already
jewel
out there.
guy?
Bro,
Like,
yeah,
what
so
is
there's
he?
already-
It's already out there,
There's
but
already
yeah, he's probably
speculation.
ripping that thing.
I mean, to be honest, when he answers questions from the media, doesn't he always like sound high?
I think he
Like,
does.
he-
I
I
think
think
Bro,
he
he
answers
takes
shit.
so
I think in the
long.
locker
He's
room-
like thinking of what he needs to say.
In
Is
the
it maybe
locker room,
just
he
because
probably
he's
is.
slow? He's
doesn't-
just
he doesn't
high and
talk
it
fast.
takes him a while to think of the words.
I think I said this the other day and people were clowning me, but I'm serious. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude goes to stall and something with the pen there, some shit like that, and then comes out to answer the questions because that's not that ridiculous. But doing it
No,
on the
see,
sideline,
hold on,
doing
time
it on
out.
the sideline
Look how he's trying to look not suspicious at all, bro. Wait, look at he puts it up a little bit to his mouth, then brings it up and takes
Max,
it down.
he did like nip his chin.
This
he's
is my
like-
thing. Yeah, this is my thing. I literally can't even go smoke when I'm watching the Saints in a big play, and I'm not calling the plays. If I was sitting there calling the play for the team, I feel like
To
he
be
just
honest,
has too
bro,
much responsibility on his shoulders to be like, I'm gonna take a puff right now.
To be honest though, like there's a big thing with just like smokers and stuff. Like even when they're like trying to quit smoking, like they'll just have something in their hand and put it up like that just because it's
It's an
subconscious.
effect, yeah.
And yeah. So like, bro, he could have been so fucking dialed in. He didn't even realize what he was doing. Like, dude, people that are on vapes and shit, that's second nature, bro. You just
Yeah.
fucking
He was.
you're not even thinking
This
about it.
is a scientific segment. We're really breaking down what could have gone down.
That's
We're giving you
hilarious.
the benefit of the doubt.
So, sometimes like when I used to like hit vapes all the time, like I just want something to like have smoke like come out of my mouth. Like it was
Yeah.
just like
Effect.
that feeling.
It's
yeah.
like a
effect of the
therapeutic
feel,
feeling
yeah.
almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like when we had that smoke that like was like nothing, like I just like hit that thing and like just, it's a good feeling to have the smoke come
That's
out.
half the battle usually.
Yeah.
So,
So
I
are we
mean,
nervous for the Bills or?
we did kind of go off on a vape tangent.
so
with
many
Mike.
clippable moments, though. I love it.
I've been saying this all along with Josh Allen. Like he just needs to clean it up. And there's just like he makes too many mistakes right now. Uh-oh. Whoa. He just makes too many mistakes right now. I think that's the biggest thing. Like if he just cleaned it up, they're set. But like, I don't know. That's like the biggest thing for
That's
me
how
personally.
I feel too.
Yeah.
Personally, me watching the game yesterday, I didn't have any doubt that the Bills were going to win. I know it was close, but like I always like, Skylar Thompson going to go lead a 85-yard game-winning drive.
Bro, he was like 40%
Probably not.
completion percentage.
Yeah, so like, I mean, their defense has been shaky as of late. They need to find a way to generate pass rush. It's been almost non-existent. They don't really blitz often. Yesterday they're bringing the heat more. I saw Milano coming through the middle a couple times. So maybe that's, they figure that out. But then again, you run into the Bengals with a great offensive skill set. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to make of this. I wasn't not really scared that they did that. I don't know.
I think I know what to make
The
of it.
only thing that I'm going to add real quick is like, when you think of a Super Bowl team that's like dialed in and not making mistakes and like not really like posing a threat to like a Skylar Thompson led team, like they're not fitting that image for me right now. That's at least, I don't know.
Well, this is what it comes down to for me. This is what I'm thinking when I'm watching them. I mean, let me know what you guys think. But right now, it kind of feels like, okay, so we watched Josh Allen go through all the, like the rookie year, second year, like he had to get over the humps. He's got to stop these mistakes that he was doing. And then he did. And then he had 1-2 really good years where you're like, oh yeah, that's Josh Allen, like really like dialed in, like really avoiding what he wants to naturally do and be smart. And it's like, got all his praise, got all his clout. Everyone loves Josh Allen now. And he seems like he's a little bit more, he's overconfident. And my whole thing, like confidence is necessary, overconfidence is foolish. Like it's kind of like what we're witnessing. Like he's too confident, too thinks he can do too much. And it ends up just being a huge deficit to the team. And it's, I think, exactly what's happening. He's trying to do way too much. He thinks that he can make a mistake and he's going to get less scrutiny for it. And that's, I think, exactly what's going down.
Yeah, I see the Bills as like, and Josh as being, they play up and down to their competition, which is like, if they're going up against Kansas City, I'm still pretty confident that they can win that game. But if they're going up against the Dolphins, yeah, they're going to play down to them like they did. But I think the biggest thing for the Bills is the reason why they were this Super Bowl contender was, Von Miller was awesome. And he had the veteran leadership. He always knew when to come in and, third down, I need to make a play here, and he usually did. But another thing that I've been thinking about, Micah Hyde has been such a loss for them. I don't know who is playing safety for them right now, but he looks scared back there. I mean, the man doesn't know where to go, what to do. And Micah Hyde's been a veteran doing this for what, like 8-10 years? Solid. Been
Shout out Iowa.
the highest graded safety in the NFL the last 3 or 4 years. And like when you lose a guy like that and you lose a Von Miller, you're two arguably best players on defense. It's not going to look so pretty.
Micah
Great
Hyde,
point.
yeah, that basically the quarterback of the defense almost.
100%.
Safeties
100%.
are that's you can hear that a lot often.
Well-
Micah Hyde is a huge loss.
Yeah.
And he could be coming back. I think they took
Really?
him off IR. I believe they did.
Dude, that's huge.
I believe they did. I
That would
believe I saw
restore
that.
my faith.
That
Hold
would
on.
that's I believe he's taken off IR and they opened up the window because it
Bro,
was like
please.
him.
Take Von off too.
Ruled out for divisional round, but he could play an AFC
Ruled out for
championship.
division. Yep.
So
That's cool.
I don't know if they necessarily need him for the divisional round, but it would be definitely huge for the championship if they were to get
They
there.
definitely need him for the divisional round. Come on.
I don't think so. The front four, I'm telling you, this is what I was going to get into. The whoever wins this game,
I guess that
the
helps.
front four. If the Bills dominate the front four, no questions. No Collins, no Kappa. Jonah Williams left last night. Ravens were getting after it. The Bengals should have lost that game last night.
They should have.
They should have.
If they score on that
Oh, Joe
QB
Burrow
sneak.
bailed out again. What was I saying all last year? That's fucking crazy. What do I know? I don't know anything. Anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, they have to win up front, and it's got to be Rousseau and Oliver, and those guys have to eat on Saturday or Sunday.
It helps, but they for sure, like, not having Micah definitely.
Oh,
hurts
yeah,
them.
but
Against
I'm saying-
the receiving core,
yeah.
too.
Well, the thing is,
Understood.
Zach
Greg
Taylor.
Rousseau, trying to make a name for himself this postseason.
Rousseau, he's got to show up.
Let's go. I want that Super Bowl jersey with that patch.
Those guys got to show up.
AJ Epinesa?
Low key.
Someone,
Beast.
Jersey
someone,
cop session after they win the bowl.
Iowa?
Epinesa, I
Yeah.
got the Rousseau.
The Iowa.
Hey.
someone has to
Iowa
play
Bills?
big. Someone has to play big in that front four.
Connor, I'm beginning to really love Zach Taylor. I don't know why.
I was about to say, they might not need Micah Hyde if Zach Taylor's not going to call a play where Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are running 10 yards down the field because they only completed one of those passes that last game. So I don't know. Zach Taylor might still not be it.
He was going so
You guys
crazy
see
when
that at the
Sam
bars?
Hubbard returned that shit.
Because he knew they were going to lose. Because he knew they were losing that game. If that didn't happen, they were losing. It doesn't matter.
I felt like Huntley capped that so hard. I feel like
That's such a bad play call.
I
from the
think-
start.
I don't think Bro,
That's what I'm saying. It's just like a
it
cap
was
situation.
too far to
I-
be doing a QB sneak, or or maybe it was Huntley that tried to jump over. But bro, you were
I think
way
he-
too
I
far
don't
away to
think
be
he
jumping over
understood-
the line like
It's
that.
not sweet.
It's like he didn't know the people were behind him. It's like almost like they misunderstood. Like there was a miscommunication about the formation or something. I think he thought that.
I just think that like when you're that far away and you're not like inches away from the goal line, you need to like put your head down and just trudge forward. He tried to jump over the line,
At
like
the
bro,
2-yard line.
Yeah, you're way too far
I
away
think
to be
they
doing
he,
that.
he misunderstood the call. He thought he was supposed to go up, and they were
I'm
like,
sure,
they were
yeah.
like, no, bro, opposite. Like that was the like.
yeah, dude, that was a big blow. I was pissed personally. I thought they should have
Hey,
won.
I want to give a shout out to Mark Andrews, bro. He definitely was about to tackle him too. Like
hustling, bro. That's
all
the
the
type
way
of
down
shit
the
you want to see.
field.
That was inspiring for real. I was like, oh, he's gone.
You really don't see a lot of players making that effort. Like so serious.
I know it was Sam Hubbard, like a defensive end, but bro,
Shout out Buckeyes, baby.
a tight end chasing down someone
Crazy.
like that, bro.
He was hustling.
Bro,
That
that
was inspiring.
I'm so serious. I'm so serious. That was one of the more
I'm
inspiring
extending someone like that on a
football
contract.
plays I've
Facts.
ever seen.
That's fact.
No, because someone brought up, I saw a clip. It was like him and Gus Edwards were at like the same spot, and they're like, all right,
Did
the
he
effort
jet
from
on Gus?
Edwards didn't even
Oh.
like run, basically. Like he like jogged, and then like when he got to the 20, he was like,
Film doesn't lie.
bro, awesome stuff from Andrews. That was sick. Because, that was awesome.
Ghostbusters getting ripped apart in the film room.
And I actually think that was a big play. Like if Mark Andrews made the tackle, or if Gus Edwards just hustled, bro.
They could
I'm
probably
not
get
even
a stop.
confident the Bengals were going to get in the end zone there.
They could have got a stop there.
Hell no.
Yes.
Hell no.
Like,
Yeah,
like that's a big play. Damn, I
That's
wish
gotta
I
be
got
one of the
that,
toughest
yeah.
losses in the Ravens franchise history. Like no BS. We haven't really talked about it, but that one's got to like that one stings.
Yeah.
That's one of them. Like
My-
wow, we gave it
My
away.
brother was painfully sick.
I
yesterday.
And with the
I always
backup
forget that
QB when
he's
you
a
could have had
Ravens fan.
Lamar back, that's
Yeah,
a painful
that's
one.
painfully sick. Yeah.
Realistically, what are the Giants' chances to win against Philly?
I think a lot better than people think.
I think it's a lot higher. Yeah. I think it's higher than people
It's
think.
tough to beat a team. Three
Brian
times.
Dable, he's cooking.
I actually I'm kind of in on it. I'm gonna be
So
honest.
am I.
And I was an Eagles hype beast this year because I had
I-
Jalen Hurts, but like I'm kind of in on the
I
Giants.
actually hate the Giants, but yesterday, like watching them, I was like, those brothers can play. He's got
They
them
can,
fired
bro.
up. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's something I've never seen. Awesome stuff because those guys are, they're on firing on all cylinders.
Dable's got me questioning if talent's a real thing. I think it might just. I'm over here. I'm like, is it really like? Is their alignment this important?
Dude, like Daniel Jones was cooking with hot grease. He was cooking. It was crazy. I've never seen some
So
shit.
this feels like it. This just. I hate to say it. And it's not the narrative. I'm not creating the narrative. It's just true because I was telling my dad about the other day. This feels like one of them years when the Giants had Eli Manning and they pull off some nonsense.
Hey, I was thinking this on the
like
way here.
some nonsense. You're like, what the?
Their entire defense just got healthy too right before the
Everyone.
playoffs.
Everyone.
I don't even know what to say.
Also, the biggest thing with Daniel Jones was his turnovers, and like I was actually looking at it today because I was curious. He has the lowest percentage of interceptions to pass attempts.
Wow.
The Dable effect.
It's 1% of his
telling
throws
you, bro,
is an interception.
Damn.
And I'm gonna give credit to Dimes. I apologize. We can put on the meme. I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I didn't know you had this kind of game because I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't think anyone did. To be
No one
honest with
has.
you.
Brian Dable is a genius, and he should win Coach of the Year. And they should probably give him a lifetime contract, key to the city, everything that he wants. Because I was inspired by that performance yesterday. They were cool.
It was really cool.
How much do you pay Daniel Jones?
Whatever. he
3-year
wants.
deal. Give him a fat 3-year deal,
If-
but nothing long term.
If Dable's a coach for a while,
Give him whatever he
I
wants.
might do whatever he wants. I don't know, and it feels wrong saying that because
So wrong.
I always thought
I still don't think it's the right thing, but like, how could you not give it to him after this? Like,
300 passing yards, 75 rush yards.
okay, I said this about Jameis Winston being a goofy ass guy to hoist the Lombardi, but like Daniel Jones is for real the goofy guy that could hoist the Lombardi.
He could.
Like, just some, yeah.
And
I can see
it.
Saquon hoisting it.
And I don't even want to wrap my brain around like if they were to get a great receiver. Then it's like, he's
Jay
already
Jettas.
Kenny Galladay coming into his own now? Halas. I mean,
He like didn't even
cool
play.
block.
Yeah.
Cool block.
It's a cool block. He's getting some
Sick
snaps.
block.
Yeah, sick block.
But yeah, no, that was awesome. But I just want to go on a little segment. So it's like Brian Dable, not the the painting on the wall that it should be an offensive guy every time you look for a coach.
I don't think so.
Why not? Look at all the coaches that are left. Who's the defensive guy except for McDermott, who has Josh Allen?
Eberflus.
No.
It's an offensive guy or a motivator. Depending on where
yeah.
your franchise is, you might need either or.
But
Like if you're the Lions, you
I'm-
probably
I'm
want a motivator.
I'm going to go 9 times out of 10. It's going to be offense.
I feel like you
It-
miss more with offensive guys, though.
You do.
You
It
can,
could be
yes.
really bad because offensive guys are much more X's and O's and defensive guys are much more leadership and like motivational. It's just in the nature of football, offense and defense. But like,
Man,
you can miss really bad.
I know, I understand. But I mean, I think everyone here at the table, again, everyone knew that Dable was a cooker. He's in the the kitchen. He's cooking up whatever he wants. I'm upset that the Bears don't have him right. I'm actually
they
very,
should've,
very
yeah.
upset. It actually is
That
going to hurt
looks
me.
so.
It's
But you
gonna
guys
hurt
wouldn't
me.
have had the first pick if he was your coach. So it actually.
I
ended
don't
up working
care.
out really
The
well.
development for Fields outweighs the first pick, so it doesn't matter because
That's probably
obviously,
true too.
that's
It is true.
Dable.
Sean Payton argument.
Dable can turn Daniel Jones into something that we never thought he could be, and I mean, fuck, it's making
Talk
me
about
more
receiving
mad.
core too, bro.
It's making
Justin
me more
could have been
mad.
cooking with our terrible buddies this year still.
If we had Dable, it's gonna make me so mad.
I will say though, like, I don't know. I don't really know if there's a right answer between offense and defensive coaches.
Well, let's just look at these guys. Every last one's an offensive guy.
It was a
except for
good
McDermott.
carousel of coaches. Peterson, O'Connell, Dable,
They're all offense.
McDaniel.
It's also
Oh
a
my
legendary
God,
slew
fire.
of defensive ones too, though.
Tomlin, Belichick.
I'd say that Harbaugh leans defensive,
Oh,
but like,
but-
and they was just beat the Bengals.
He's
I mean,
more
like,
defensive qualities
yeah,
for
like,
sure.
He's
It
got,
happened.
and I feel like he's the motivator too.
They've
Though.
been
He is.
around for so long.
Yeah, he's been
league's
around for
different.
15
The league's way
years.
different.
So it's like
that is true.
I don't throw him in a category because he's in that category.
Well, I mean, to
with
be honest,
like,
he was a special teams coach
We're
before.
not, there's no denying in the recent years, it's not even close.
I will say though, like, I think the best head coach hired this next year, it has to be Ben Johnson. I know everyone's hype about D'Amico Ryan and everything, but like, I think it has to be Ben Johnson.
I agree. I think D'Amico's awesome, but who?
Did you guys see the Lions subreddit? They're
Yes,
like
yes.
trashing Ben Johnson to
Yeah.
keep
Oh,
all
yeah.
the teams away
I
from
think
him.
Hunter sent that in actually.
Yeah, I saw
Dude,
that.
that was.
She's so hard.
I would do the same, bro. He is cooking up in
Gatekeeping.
Detroit, bro.
I would.
He is
throw-
cooking.
I
They
would
were-
start a
They
random.
were going
rumor.
into other teams' subreddit and just slandering him.
I would too, personally, because I'm telling you,
They
It's
need
so
him next
great.
year.
That's
They need
so
him.
great.
I think it's gonna kick us in the ass that we don't have an offensive guy, and it's gonna bother me for a while.
Yeah, if we're not good this next year, I could so see Eberflus being fired and then we going for an offensive
Like-
guy. And hopefully Ben Johnson stays another year in Detroit and then that happens. And the Bears
Yeah,
get
it's
Ben
just-
Johnson. I'm telling you guys, I was saying it before the season, even like he is him. He's such a good coach.
I think he's already interviewing with other teams. I'm pretty sure he's gone.
He is, yeah.
I think he might stay another year.
He could.
Cool, Eberflus, I'll pack your bags for you next
Oh
year.
my God.
I'm telling. It's offense.
You're
It's-
gonna regret saying that when we're on Hard Knocks next year, and he's cool as fuck.
He
I'm
will be
not
cool.
gonna.
He's such a culture guy.
Listen,
bro.
I'm not gonna deny that he's cool. He's culture. He's got all that stuff. But man, I'm telling
Also,
you,
I think
want-
Gutsy's a cooker.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah, I think so.
I don't know. But that's also
We need
like
he's a cooker merch.
I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out on
same
Getsy.
because it's like,
Low-key.
were you tanking for some of the plays that I've seen you call? Because
I hope so.
really
I think
bad.
so.
So that's why I'm like,
yeah.
it's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because I mean, some of his
Where do the
stuff is really
Bears?
bad.
Where do the Bears rank in penalties this year?
It's
I'll
bottom
tell you
three.
right now.
That's bad because that was like Eberflus's like big.
No, no,
play.
no.
No, like bottom three isn't
okay,
like
yeah.
we're.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I saw something about that.
I mean, that was his big thing on the Colts. Like he had the least penalized defense like every year in Indy
It was
almost.
the whole team.
Yeah.
And they had 3 unsportsmanlike conducts. One of them was the towel week 1. The second one was a questionable one on Kyler Gordon tripping up Jared Goff in like week 15. Then another one, or those might have been the only 2. So it's like,
No, he's a great culture guy, and
You get
the
to-
team's disciplined for sure.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it, but that's Brian Dable would be
Let me
very
get
cool.
Ben Johnson cooking though, for real.
No, funny enough, I'm pretty sure the Bears actually did. It's weird. I think they actually were towards the bottom of the league in penalties a game. If I'm reading this correctly.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were at the like
Yeah,
in
least
good
penalized.
terms. The least
okay, I
penalized,
misunderstood
yeah.
what you said.
Least
Okay.
penalized.
least penalized. Yes.
I feel like it's with Eberflus, it's like a you'll see in like a couple years type thing. He's not going to have that instant impact. And I think the Bears are so far back from where I think even with this year, they overperformed what they should have been strictly because of
Through the first
leadership.
like 6 games when they were like 3-3 or whatever, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you
they're-
trade like those defensive players, though,
They were like
Yeah.
1-8 1-score games, something like that.
does Doug Peterson have enough juice to go toe to toe with his former head coach?
Sure
Andy
as fuck
Reid?
does. Sure as hell does.
Dougie P. Let
That's-
me tell you, I went to a bar in Lincoln Park to watch this game. The whole bar was jagging off. I'm not going to lie to you. They were going fucking crazy.
Everyone wants to see it.
Everyone was in the bar like this.
Oh yeah.
It was going nuts.
No, that's the one thing that I didn't highlight in that game. It was just the 2 coaches. Like there's a huge gap.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, Peterson was just so much better. Like he's really good, and I think he can go toe to toe with Andy. I think.
There's an X factor that good coaches have where it's like there is a real thing where they will pull out something in the biggest moment that a lot of people just wouldn't have the balls to answer for if it went wrong. That's the difference between a really good coach and a not good one. Is that they're willing to do something that looks really stupid, knowing that the result is 9 out of 10 times going to be something that our team has they literally don't know how to defend it, so it's going to work. It might look stupid if it doesn't work, but 9 out of 10 times it's gonna. Like the onside kick, like shit like that, you have to do. It's the difference between a great coach and a not good coach.
Like
that's like the main thing I've taken away too. Is
Doug-
you just have to be willing to do that crazy stuff.
Doug went for 4th down on 4th and 7 in the first quarter. He's not afraid.
That's what one thing is you cannot be afraid to lose. You got to be willing to answer for the
Well, that was
losses.
like why he was so good in Philly, or why it worked out for him, because he was just going for it on 4th down all the time, all year when they won the Super Bowl.
Just a sick thought ran through my head, but we'll let others go first.
I don't know if anyone's really going to say
What are we
anything.
talking
so-
about?
Doug, can he go toe to toe?
Oh, with Andy?
Mhm.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, because Doug Peterson was, Andy's henchman or whatever, he does. Maybe that's not the right word. But
I'm just seeing like
I
Doug
like
in,
that.
in like
I
a
kinda
trench coat, like
lifted it up.
standing behind him.
Like
like
Bob
that.
shit.
No, he was his
Henchman.
henchman. He was like his little understudy. He was like he's just taking notes. He's like,
Exactly. So like he's been picking the brain of Andy Reid for a while. That I'm sure that has a great deal of why he's a good coach. Do you guys think that the familiarity there will give the Jags an advantage? Because I don't think the Chiefs really have an advantage over the Jags in the terms of like knowing how they run and like being able to create a defensive game plan.
That's for real, Andy and Doug.
that's actually them.
Probably.
What year was that taken?
Nagy's a part of that too.
Nagy's for sure a part of that too.
Did you
What
see
year
he was
was that
getting
taken?
interviewed for an offensive coordinator position?
I have fun. Whoever's offering that.
He's
Bro,
a
I
king.
don't know. Mahomes and Kelsey love that, man. It's
He's
so
a king.
weird.
Because
I do too.
he's not gonna. He's not gonna tell them shit.
Right, because he's not really coaching them,
Hey,
really.
Nagy's the only reason why Mahomes is in a Chiefs uniform, so I don't want to hear it.
That is crazy.
So lame.
Seriously. Fucking Nagy.
Here's my thing, boys. Is I'm thinking like.
Well,
this
sorry, I
sounds-
interrupted
Oh
Connor.
no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We're kind of just we're
I
interrupting.
kind of got lost
I'm
to what I was
sorry.
saying.
Yeah, you kind of fucked him
I
up.
fucked him up.
I
He
was-
just
He
like
wasn't even looking, and
No,
then he
you were-
looked
I
up
know
at
what you're
my
saying.
computer.
I know what you're saying. It was like something about
The advantage of
create like do they have
Um,
advantages somewhere else that
do
'cause
the
obviously they-
Jags have an advantage because of Doug Peterson's familiarity with Andy Reid?
And vice versa, I guess, with Andy knowing what Doug's going to do too.
and I think it's really cool, like really good for the Jags. Or Doug is really good for the Jags. He's won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, for crying out loud. He's been there. He knows what he's doing. This is a really young team. That's why they weren't shaken, I guess, on Saturday night. I feel like he had.
What do you think he said
great
at
talk to them.
halftime?
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been through these things. Like he's been obviously not a 27-0, but like he's been in the playoffs. He's been in the big games. He knows how to get his team ready. And I don't want to call it an upset, but I would not be shocked.
No, like that's to your question, Dylan. That's the best part about what I love about Doug Peterson so much. It's like what he said at halftime. It was probably just something along the lines of like, "Well, what a shitty start, boys." Like he's just keeping them calm. Like
And just-
fuck it. What are we gonna cry over spilled milk? Like he just gets to like chop up the next player and it's like, gang, yeah, like literally, what are we gonna cry over this
Gang.
shit? Like
Dougie P.
that's the type of vibe he brings where it's like, oh well, boys, like what are we gonna go home? What are you gonna go cry about it at home? Like fuck, let's just go score. And you're like, yeah, let's just go score. Like why not? Like that's the type of vibe he brings. Let's not cry about these mistakes. It's just next play mentality.
And I think
Andy Reid is 27-4 after a bye.
But this is where things
I
get
don't
crazy.
care
though.
about
Well,
that.
It's so hard to beat a team out of your division twice a year, and they're gonna have to do it in one of the biggest games of the year. And I think to Connor's point, like I don't think the Jags are like that. It sounds weird, but they're not like that disadvantaged right now. They got the D-backs playing well. It's gonna be tough. It's
That's
gonna be
a
really hard.
huge advantage that their
But
defensive backs are playing.
Tyson Campbell X factor this game.
Yeah, he's got to play a big role.
Well, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs had this whole week off and were preparing for playing the Jags? I don't
Probably
know.
not.
That's
Probably
a
not.
it's a really good point.
That's a little twist in there because I know during Brandon Staley's defense gives Andy Reid some fits. So I'm sure he was preparing for that. Lo and behold, he's got to play Doug Peterson now.
I'm telling
The Jags are gonna win. I just feel it. The Jags are gonna
Oh
win.
no,
I
it'll be one of the best
think
AFC
that-
championships ever.
If you
What
look
was
at
The
it,
Jaguars win this.
What was
I
their score the first
That's
game?
how I was going to look.
if you look at it from a defensive perspective, I think like say both offenses can score when they want to, when they
27-17.
need to. I think like you have to make sure that your defense is going to step up and make some big plays. The Jags defense is just playing with a little bit of swagger that I just like to see in the playoffs.
Dude, well, the last like 3 weeks of the season, they were going crazy.
balling
I think
out,
they had
yeah.
a defensive touchdown every week the last 3 weeks of the year.
Yep.
Like,
Like that might throw a little wrinkle in there.
I'm telling you, I feel weird about this game, man.
I'm gonna be
something
honest.
weird.
You know why I feel weird about it? What were you gonna say, Dylan? I
go
got
ahead, go ahead.
because this is why I feel weird, Dylan. You're gonna think you're gonna agree. This is the thing about it is if we're getting really close to the narrative being, and it shouldn't be. Let me be clear, it should not be at all. But we're getting really close to the narrative being, man. Like Tyler said, the only reason Mahomes has a ring is because he got to see Jimmy G that one year, and minus that, he can't do anything in the big games. That was one fairy run, and his team's gotten better since then, and he can't do it. If they lose this game, that's what the narrative's going to be. And again, it shouldn't be. I'm just saying, maybe a little bit pressure on the Chiefs. Whereas then again, the Jags are playing with house money. Who the hell thinks they're going to win this game? Again, if the Chiefs have all the pressure on them, and they're losing this game away from being the narrative being like, what the hell's wrong with the Chiefs? We keep thinking they're going to get to the bowl. We keep thinking they're going to, and they don't do it.
I don't think they're going to win.
I love this
personally.
underdog mentality though.
I do
Like I'm
too.
rooting
Like-
for the Jags and the Giants.
Like, that's what I
Giants,
said about
Jags,
the
Super Bowl.
Giants. Like, I love it, but I can't see them beating the Chiefs. Sorry, guys.
yeah, no, you're right though.
Giants, Jags, Super Bowl. No
Especially
one
the
That's
thought.
only-
so cool.
The two
Like,
biggest
so
things
cool.
are the bye week, and not even just like prep, but like rest for the players is huge. Like, do you know how much exertion it probably took from the Jags
There's
to
always
pull off the comeback?
There's always devil's advocate though. You're got a week and a half off of not
Little
doing
rusty.
anything.
I don't think it's devil's advocate if
Little
they're
rust.
like 27-4 off of a
That's
bye.
a huge thing now.
Little Rusty's
Well, it's
oil.
not the whole like it's Andy
Little
Reid
Lightning McQueen
27-4.
sponsored Rusty's
Yeah,
oil.
with
Not-
who's playing?
Yeah,
Andy
for the
Reid's
past 4
team.
years.
If
You're red and
Yeah, I
yellow
get
like the
that.
Chiefs.
No, I
That's
get what
what I'm
you're saying.
saying.
I get what you're saying.
That's what they're sponsored by.
What were you guys saying?
Little Rusty's oil sponsored by Lightning McQueen.
Rusty Dusty.
Get a little Rusty sitting on
Mater.
the couch.
Gonna have to get Mater to come
I
tow him
would-
away.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I could see it. I just. Also, do you think the Jags pull off that comeback if they're in LA?
No.
I think.
I never knew how big TIA Bank Stadium was.
Was it rocking?
Like 70,000. It's like
Shit.
70,000.
They had a swimming pool in
And
it too.
people were swimming too.
It's 40 degrees.
We need to make a trip to TIA Bank Stadium immediately.
Yo, wait, I saw something else. Do you guys remember when the Jaguars mascot like went nude? Like
Yeah,
he
he was
basically was
in
wearing
a-
a bathing suit and just the helmet, just
Yeah.
the face mask. They're like 6-1
One
since,
since-
since he did
Some
that.
weird shit going on in
They
Jacksonville.
need to bring him to
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Bring him to Kansas City, like drop him from like a jet, let him like fly down in a little
I don't think the
parachute.
Chiefs would
They would never let him do that. But just do it
sneak
for fun.
attack. Let's sneak attack.
Do it for fun.
Do it outside the stadium.
Risk like federal intervention. Screw it. We need to drop him from a helicopter in a parachute. Who gives a shit? For the Jags.
Let's do it. We got to find a way to make that happen. I know we're at the hour mark. I say we got a predictions.
One more? Oh, yeah. Well, unless Hunter, you've got another question.
So the next questions are kind of just predictions. They're kind of like yours. I didn't know which one you want to do. We have either which team had the least convincing win of the wild card round, or which team are you most worried about going forward?
Let's just do both of those.
When you say worried, do you mean like scared they're going to lose, or like they're dangerous?
What team are you most
Scared.
worried for?
Worried about
Worried
Scared,
about?
more so scared they're gonna lose.
Bills.
This might be unprecedented where we all have the same answer.
I was gonna say the Bills
Or the bank.
are for sure my answer for the least convincing win.
Yeah, I guess there's not going to be a lot of differences in our answers, to be honest.
Yeah.
because
I was just
the
going to say
Bengals or the Bills.
it's
really.
Bengals or Bills
Bengals
at
and
this
Bills,
point.
Yeah,
yes.
like
And
after
they're
that-
playing each other. So I mean, like I'm telling you, the Bengals did not look good one bit.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Man, carried again.
Zach Taylor fraud game.
Was he carried
It's
again?
coming.
been a fraud.
Was Burrow carried again?
I don't know. Was he carried in the Super Bowl?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
He had a flag go his way that for a 75-yard touchdown.
But he made the Super Bowl. How many playoff? He had more playoff wins that year than who and how many?
That's
years?
just.
Okay.
But you didn't watch the games
Oh.
though. It's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Okay, this isn't a question, but it's just something that I saw. Tom Brady has played in more Super Bowls than he has been played in wild card games. He's
That's
been to 10
crazy.
Super Bowls and he's played in 6 wild card games.
That's some sick
'Cause he's
stuff.
either always had the first round bye, or he like doesn't play. in the
That's a
wild
reason
card.
to retire in and of itself. Like
Yeah, right?
literally, you can't risk.
Oh,
effing
he's
that
not
up.
going anywhere. I don't care what the result of
Yeah.
tonight's
I
game
would retire
is.
just for that. I'd be like, yeah, I'm
He
taking
is
that record with me.
7-0 against the Cowboys.
He's going to the Raiders next year too. Crazy.
If the Cowboys don't win tonight,
I mean,
then
honestly,
attack.
like the good.
I had to. This might drive the
McDaniels.
conversation a little longer. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. All right. So what happens if Tom Brady goes to the Niners next year? What do you do?
Hate them
Obviously,
even more.
get rid of Brock and Trey.
Nah, you let Trey learn from the GOAT, and then Trey becomes the GOAT.
I think
that-
all three of them would stay.
So that's
like,
when you
no,
could.
seriously.
That's
You
an
could
odd
keep 'em
timeline.
all.
No, like
You
seriously
literally
though,
could.
what happens?
What do you mean?
I know
The
there's
Niners
rumor. I know.
snap.
Obviously they take him. No shit, they snap. They're Super Bowl favorites, probably minus 150 Super Bowl favorites. But like the quarterback room, Brady ain't playing forever.
So I'm saying
You keep both of them.
Keep them both. You can realistically in the contracts that
It's
they're
like
on, like you
8
can
million
keep them both.
between two of them.
Lance,
Well, no,
that'll be his
Trey's
fourth year.
is
Or
actually a
fifth.
big contract.
It'll be a fourth or fifth.
'Cause they
year.
make
Yeah,
like-
then you could just franchise.
That would
tag
just be
him.
like
You
Jordan
can't
Love
ask for
2.0.
anything.
I would be fine with that for the Niners fan. I'd be like, yeah, keep.
Yeah, you just
Sure.
keep both of them.
All right, here's a question: if Brady plays for the Niners, is George Kittle the greatest tight end he's ever played with? Or
Oh,
No.
no. Stop. Don't even start that narrative. Stop.
Is
You-
Debo the best receiver he's ever played with? Yes.
Randy Moss.
I don't care about him.
I care about him a lot.
Yeah, I definitely
knew-
do.
is
I
Christian
know.
McCaffrey the best running back he's ever played with?
That is an argument.
Not his favorite.
There are some good ones.
Yeah.
Shout out
early
James
on
White,
in New
baby.
England.
James White, true facts.
Who was his running back in 07 when they won 16-0?
Falk,
Like-
he was there one
Kevin.
year, right?
It was Kevin Falk. Yeah.
Oh,
Generic.
yeah.
But it was
Not
Kevin.
Marshall.
Yeah, not
Like Garrett
Marshall.
Blunt.
They had,
True.
Snapper.
Wow.
I
Two
remember a
Super
lot.
Bowls
I
in
remember a lot of their running back. It was like Shane Vereen. I know he was there for a
Shane
while. James
Vereen.
White, Rex Burkhead was
Danny
there.
Woodhead.
I'm talking about
Danny
pre
Woodhead.
that. Pre that.
Dude, I'm telling you, Shane Vereen was probably with those teams.
No, there's another guy.
No.
though.
Shane
Yeah.
Vereen was like
No.
2010 and up. I'm talking about like early Brady.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name. Fuck. Patriots roster 2005. All right, someone say something.
You know,
Fuck.
No, I'm trying to think
I have
heavy
a filler
on
cut
this.
that I want to say.
Fuck.
Okay, this because I was looking through this the other day. Actually, I was looking at their old defenses. The thing that makes the old Patriots dynasties really, to me, like it's by far the most impressive thing about them is when you go through it. It's like not a ton of names really ever pop off at you.
Corey
You're like, they
Dillon.
were legendary.
That's
It's like
what I was trying to
they
think
just
of,
keep
bro.
filling
Bengals.
filling pieces. You're like, oh, new nose tackle this year, new edge this year, new outside linebacker this year.
That's
He's
the
got
Belichick.
that linebacker came back for this year and they won again. Like, okay, like they literally just kept funneling talent. Like there was they didn't worry about anything. They just drafted a dude in the 5th round. They're like, yeah, fucking plug him in. He's starting and he's gonna be good. Like that's what they were just
Sammy
doing like every
Morris?
single year.
Sammy Morris was the Patriot. Oh, that was a bad year for the Patriots. Matt Cassell and Sammy Morris.
That was not a bad year. Was that the year of Tom
Well, they
Brady?
won 11-5,
Yeah,
but
11-5.
That's how good the dynasty
Matt
was.
Ca-
Plug and play Matt Castle.
I said
11
Cassell. Matt Castle
Plug and play
Snap.
Matt Castle.
didn't even play in
Patriots fans probably
college.
thought they were going to win the Bowl that year. They
he
probably were
snapped
still
that
confident.
year.
Like, screw
no,
it.
Yeah, no, that was crazy stuff. I remember that.
You want
Crazy stuff.
to wrap it up?
Yeah, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis,
Mm.
fire.
OG.
Random.
Wait.
Alge Crumpler? Fuck, that guy's
Never
OG
mind.
too.
I had this graphic of how many touchdown passes Tom Brady's thrown to different people.
That is so cool.
There's so many
Stephon
names.
Ridley. Forgot about
Him and
Buddy.
Drew Brees is for real legendary. Like, they literally just so many random names. Like, what in the hell is going on?
Who was that big ass fullback they had in like 04? Or
The Patriots?
Yeah. Didn't they
No.
have some big ass dude?
You're thinking of someone.
You know who I'm thinking.
I don't know
of.
if
He's thinking when they would
He's
play
probably
Vince
on this
Wilfork.
graphic.
You're talking about when they played Vince
Maybe-
Wilfork in
No,
like,
no.
that's like
It was
2010.
a big ass white dude.
That was like 2010. Where
Vrabel used to play fullback sometimes with them.
Did
but
he
I
have a
don't
neck
think he was
pad?
Mike
Yeah,
Vrabel.
probably.
there. You caught a touchdown from him?
Mike Vrabel has caught 10
Ten-
touchdowns from
Oh,
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple.
Oh, and
10
also
Super
Matt
Bowl
Nagy was
touchdowns.
interviewing for the Titans offensive coordinator.
Fire.
See,
Monster.
he has
Yes!
Vrabel in front of him, bro.
He'll
That
cook with
doesn't even
Tannehill.
I actually don't hate
Tannehill.
that, to be honest.
It's just gross. It's just a gross.
Tannehill, Nagy?
You don't think that Vrabel would keep that team still in check?
Wait, with what?
Well, yeah.
And Nagy doesn't have to worry about being an actual coach?
He's still going to have BU on the bottom of his thing and look like an idiot. Be yourself, Matt. I'm bald and I suck.
I don't know. I don't think that's
I would
like
hate it.
terrible.
I would hate it. He'd burn
Nagy's a
Traylon
beast.
Burks.
He's on his way to
He
a
also
ring.
has the luxury of having Derrick Henry. So, like,
At 29.
he looked good this year
Wait,
still.
correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't he already have a ring?
Who?
Nagy.
He's diffy.
Yeah, he already has one. What am I saying?
Someone should
God.
steal that from
Take
him.
it away from him.
Someone should steal that from him for what he did. He should be in
He
jail.
ruined True.
Yeah,
True.
he did. Ruined everything, actually, about the city.
BU, not for True though.
Yeah, right.
Those Nagy days were rough for the city. He really did bring down the quality of the city, man.
For real, give me
That was a really low point for Chicago fans.
I'm done with it. I hate him. I just hate him.
All right.
Sounds good. Connor, you gonna say anything? Were you looking something up?
I was, but
I was.